morning, fellow INTERPEEPS. I am Scarab, you're watching Scarabic Enterprises. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Today we're going to continue on with Nightcall. We'll get to that straight after the intro. Welcome back, everybody, to Nightcall. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Let me know how you're doing in the comments, and as always, there's a bunch of stuff in the description. Now let's continue on with this interesting artsy game. And yes, my hair is a floof. It's just... Okay, that did not help in the slightest. All it did was take my headphones off. Alright, there we go. That's perfect. That is the perfect do for a noir style art game. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. Yes, I do. Outside, the city is slowly waking up. You can still hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. Now, for anyone that didn't watch the first episode, watch the first episode. Otherwise, you'll not know what's going on. We got attacked. We survived an attack by a serial killer. Now we've got a cop that wants to frame us for that murder unless we work for her. So we're now working for her to see if any of our fares as a cab driver, any of our fares have anything in common with the killer or that may know the killer. There's a bunch of suspects that we need to suss out and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be complicated, but here we go. You throw the files Busset gave you on the table. Busset is the agent, or the cop, or the whatever she is, and the investigator maybe. On the wall you hung up the big corkboard where you used to pin up photos of your nephews. Okay, they've been gone since you got out of. Your plan is simple. Jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. The guilty party won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. Okay, we got 5 up here. It's like you're building a story about each suspect, trying to understand their motives. Understand how he or she got into this situation. You're suddenly overcome with the desire to sleep. You close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids, and let out a yawn. It's time to get moving on your investigation. Okay. Autopsy report. Victim 3, given by Busset. I can investigate this, or investigate that, or investigate this, I guess. Or I can look at the board. Oh man, there is so much stuff to do. This is not what I was expecting. Alright, hold to investigate. Oh wait, what happened? What happened? 2 clues discovered. I don't know what's going on. Alright, hold to investigate. Killer case given by Busset. I'm investigating all of these, and now I need to look at this. Alright, picture of crime scene 1. Why am I not looking at them? I'm only just... Okay, I'm very confused by all of this, but I guess I'll just investigate everything. Maybe they're up on the board. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna have to just slow down for a second. Alright, Paul Marie Fragonard. Retired cop, joined the police in 1977, divorced from a judge, born in the French Antilles, moved to mainland France in 1976. Killer's height is 180. Weapon equals rare gun used in the 70s. Salim Wadian. Message on crime scene 1, justice. Killer height, 180. Alright, they have that in common, the killer's height. Height is 175. Well-known lawyer from St. Owen, whatever. Defender of the Noir case. Also, this is in France as well, so if anyone's wondering why I'm mispronouncing things, it's because it's in French. Defender of several molested kids in poor neighborhoods. Oh, damn it, dude. Was a promising football player when he was 10. Okay, killer's height. Message on crime scene 2, you deserve this. Homeless man with an unknown background. Briefly worked for Charles Beaugrain. Is he in here? No? Alright. Victim 2 in the 90s. Got health issues after Ricodin health scandal. A couple of arrests for breaking and entering. Claudia Campos. Message on crime scene 3, time is up. Medical examiner in Paris. So all of them are below 1.8 meters. Escaped from Argentina when she was young. Lost her parents to the Argentinian junta in the process. Piero Betaz, cop in Paris. Dad was a cop. Financial affairs, died 2 years ago. Mum got health issues after Rick Toden health scandal. Gay in relationship. Never disclosed his information at work. This is on crime scene 2. You deserve this. Alright, so 2 of these guys have a you deserve this. Maybe they were gay with each other? A homeless man and dad was a cop. And he's a cop in Paris, apparently. Alright, and then this guy is a retired cop. And this one says justice. So maybe the killer's gone and murdering people that were bad people or something. I don't know, but like oh, interesting, because I'm a cabbie, but I'm also guilty of a murder, or at least I went to jail for a murder. So maybe he attacked me because of that as well. All right, end night. I don't know what any of these do. Oh, I can move stuff? Oh, killer knew the victims or researched them. So do I have to pin things? Don't know if I can. Alright, killer left message in chalk on first 3 crimes. Alright, let's see if we can make this look a little bit better. So 2 people got a you deserve this. So I'm assuming these 2 got killed together. Him and this guy got killed together. This guy, this chick is, I don't know. Cop, cop, cop. All of these sources are from cop. Oh, cop times 2. Alright. Yep, and that must be because we got the source from the lady who dropped into our cab and threatened us. Alright, end night. So now we're working for a cop as a CI. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You open the sofa bed and lie down. I don't have a bed? Oh. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Don't smoke in bed, dude, that's bad. And don't smoke in general. That is France. A stereotype. All you need now is a stripy sweater as well. Stripy sweater and a mustache. You open one eye. You start whistling. Man, I just had a shower and my nose is still itchy. I hate that. I hate that so much. Some song that's been in your head since you woke up, though you don't know why. It's going to be a long night. You get up quickly. And for a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. I've got heaps of fuel. Don't need it at the moment. What's this? I don't know what this is. What is that? Go there. Is this a witness or a murder or something? What is this? What is this? You park a few streets away from the Argentinian embassy. You wait there for your contact. You sigh. It seems so odd to have a contact, so excessive. The guy is one of your regulars, poker buddies, a night watchman at the embassy. You get out of your taxi and walk towards the big metal gate. Clean lines, early 20th century, maybe lots of wrought iron. The gate opens and someone moves towards you. They indicate you should follow them. The person's face is hidden by an oversized hoodie. Your heart starts beating faster. What if it was... Follow. You walk into a narrow covered passageway, probably the entrance to a parking garage. God damn, my hair is a mess! The man turns around and lights up a cigarette. The lighter lights up his face for a second. A young man with curly hair, pale skin. He looks young, very young. That'd be 250 euros. Pay. For that price, you hope the intel is good. You pay. Listen up, because I'm not going to say it twice. Guru Disha is definitely a colonel from the junta, one of those few who wasn't arrested or put on trial. He is responsible for torturing dozens of political opponents. He tortured and killed them. You know, we don't like him much here, but the rich Argentinians in Paris love him. They respect him. Respected him. The difference doesn't seem important to him. Yeah, if it makes you happy. He looks back at you. There's one last thing. I read in the newspaper that the killer wrote a message in chalk. Time's up. It was a slogan at the end of the junta. A sort of watchword from the opponents. It was time for them to go. You get it? You nodded. A second later, you're back in your taxi with a hole in your wallet, but a new information on one of the victims. If you follow this lead, maybe your investigation will move forward. You start the car and get back to your shift. This is very strange. I like it. Oh, well, I'm gonna go with you because you're the closest. A policewoman crosses the street and freezes. She shines her flashlight at you, then continues on her way. Alright, yeah, accept the fare. That's fine. You double park and wait for your next passenger to slide into the back seat. He looks at you, like he appreciates you and your taxi. He gives you his address. You start driving. A few words are exchanged. The weather, taxes, traffic. Then you can tell it's coming. The inevitable conversation about the killer. Some bits of information, rumors, things overheard. You make a mental note of what you've heard. Who knows, it might come in handy. Your passenger doesn't sound for the next few minutes of the trip. It doesn't bother you, you have enough on your mind. Your investigation, the judge, bus it. You're overcome with a craving to smoke. You nod slowly and glance at your passenger. Calm and still, he seems far away. Having a good evening? Yes, very good. He slowly turns his head toward you and gives you an odd look, like he is disappointed you're talking to him. He watches you closely for another minute and turns back to look out the window. You keep your eyes on the road. The silence becomes heavy. All of a sudden you feel a strange sense of camaraderie with your passenger. Why? You look at him quickly in the rearview mirror. He doesn't look familiar at all, and yet it's like you know him. A second later, an outside light shines on his face at a weird angle. Looks like he's smiling. A few seconds later, you drive down his street. He straightens up a bit. You park in front of the number he gave you. He pays his fare without a word. The door opens slowly, and he smiles at you. You can tell it comes from the bottom of his heart, despite how uptight he is. You're really a swell guy. You weren't expecting that. By the time you collect your thoughts, your passenger is already far away. He disappears into a building. A moment goes by before you turn the key in the ignition. The fuck? Well, I got a generous tip. I think $7 is pretty good, since one person only gave me like a couple of cents. I think that was the cat, actually. I really don't like the look of this dude. He looks sus as fuck, so I'm gonna talk to this person. I need to make up some cash because I just spent all of it on the intel. I'm going to the 13th arrondissement. Okay, cool. Accept. The passenger getting into the cab smells like alcohol. There is a feeling of sadness about her. Aww. She gives you her address and you start the car. They settle into an unsurprising standard conversation. Climate change, politics, the price of real estate in Paris. But then someone mentions a serial killer. You lean in to listen. A rumor. Could be of help. The passenger pulls out her phone, but the screen remains off. You glance back at her in the rearview mirror every now and then. She's clearly upset, uneasy, sad. All of a sudden, she speaks to you. She has a deep, soft-spoken voice. Excuse me. I'm not gonna do it. 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 Do you think texting to say you had a nice evening, like just 10 minutes after you saw someone, it might seem a bit desperate, no? You smile. Clearly you're not an expert on the subject. Actually, I am an expert on the subject. Sometimes it's nice to know that people are thinking about you, and if you did have a genuinely good time with someone, you could just send them a message and be like, that was fun, we should do that again. You know, that sort of thing. I'm just saying no. Really? She gives you a smile. Well, I guess anyhow. She immerses herself in the telephone and quickly types a message that she immediately sends. Sorry. There, I'll just have to wait and see. She sighs. I really liked meeting that girl. Super nice. I've been in Paris for 8 years now. 8 years. And it's hard, incredibly hard. Her voice falters. There are so many people in Paris too. You should see them. I do a lot of work in law firms. They're bursting with attractive women. But there's so much shame and denial. Most are uncomfortable, lost. I get it when they're 20, but not when you're 30. Her eyes widen in dismay. Anyhow, who am I to say? I wasn't any better when I was 20, right? I'm surprised, that's all, and fed up. The passenger suddenly realizes she's oversharing. Sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. People tend to open up at night. The remark gets a smile from her. In taxicabs, maybe. But on dates, it's just the opposite, isn't it? When I got to Paris, I thought I was going to meet a nice group of women last night. At last. And go out and have fun. And all I found were more of the same. Girls who are inhibited, hung up, afraid, who don't want to commit. That girl tonight, she just wanted to go out for a drink because she was bored. That's why we met up so late. She didn't have anything to do at home, so she didn't put it that way, of course, but I knew. Dates today are so... My friends who are older talk about the bars they went to back in the day. The underground scene, glances exchanged in the metro. Me, I'm happy just getting an emoji. Pretty pathetic. Here it is, her text. Glad to have met you. Her voice trails off. But it's best we leave it at that. She pauses. Signed, woman raising hand emoji. She turns her face away, eyes glued to the passing scenery. Yep. You were hoping to get an emoji. Nah, I'm gonna say sorry. She answers with an almost imperceptible nod of her head, her eyes fixed intently on the road. Thanks. Luckily, there are the dating apps. We talk, try to get to know each other. Sometimes we can't help it, and we sleep together out of sheer necessity. But our real needs are never actually fulfilled. She falters. An uncomfortable silence ensues. Mine aren't, anyhow. She smiles. You near the address your passenger had given you. Her face clouds over. She lets out a sigh. You park in front of her building. She pays the fare. Thank you warmly. But is unable to open the car door, as if her strength has deserted her. Sorry. I just need a second. Another second. Take your time. She nods, breathing out, straightening herself almost imperceptibly. It's the second time they use that word. Okay then. Emoji woman raising hand says goodbye. She gives you a smile and gets out of the cab. Her eyes follow her as she walks over the building. Oh, your eyes follow her as she walks over to the building. A moment later, she's gone. Fuck, that is so depressing! Oh, that is so sad! I don't want the woman to feel lonely and stuff. Maybe we can find her a partner. Maybe I shouldn't get involved, because that's creepy. Oh, wait. Is that the same depressed woman? Let's go talk to her. It must be. A passenger who entered your cab slams the door and stares at you intently. Oh shit, it's you. Is it? No. Good evening. Are you kidding? That's how you wanted this to start? Do we know each other? She gives you a sour laugh. Don't play innocent with me. If I were to say to you, her voice slightly raspy with an oddly metallic sound. October 27th. That's the date. The night of the attack. The night you... Could this woman be the judge? 10:46 p.m. No, the attack took place later. Does that ring a bell? You nod your head. Answer. Yes, it does, miss. Don't you miss me! Not another word! Wow, you are angry at me. She waggles an accusing finger at you. Last October 27th, you were in this very cab driving a fare, and you committed a crime. That's right, sir, a crime. Interrupter. Listen. Her voice goes up a notch. Believe me, you don't want to interrupt me. I'd spent the whole day working like an idiot for that rotten newspaper. Oh. Do you have any idea what I do for a living? Lower your eyes. I'm a sub-editor, Mr. Taxi driver. I correct mistakes that a bunch of moron journalists make. There isn't a single one, not one, who knows how to write a proper sentence. Neither can I read a proper sentence. I'd had it, really had it, and on the night of October 27th, you cut me off. Say nothing. Almost died that night. She grinds her teeth. You shudder. I crashed my car, my boyfriend's car, that is. The same guy who made yet another comment about women drivers. The neighbors called the police that night. I made such a scene. To think that guy dares call himself a feminist. She pauses for dramatic effect as a disturbing smile spreads over her face. Say nothing. Her voice is suddenly noticeably quieter, almost fragile. The next day. No more boyfriend. No more car. I messed up a job interview at that major news outlet. A paper where people know how to write, where they follow basic rules of French grammar. Imagine, just for a minute, I could have stopped correcting copy for a bunch of morons. She takes a deep breath. But all because of you, because of your cab, everything changed the night of October 27th. A sad, faraway look comes over her. My life has never been the same since. But her voice is bursting with fury and hatred. Forced to go live with my mother until I went apartment hunting in this rotten city where tiny studios cost an arm and a leg. So I started looking for you. The back of your neck breaks a sweat. You can feel cold, clammy droplets about to drip down your spine. I started asking around. I bribed one of your colleagues into giving me your number. A droplet of sweat starts sliding down your back. Then I found your address. Your first one, that is. The shiver as the drop reaches your boxes. Ugh. But that's your business. What matters is I did eventually get your other addresses. The real one. The droplet has reached your tailbone and you've started shaking. At first, I admit, I was planning on going to your place. She shrugs her shoulders, her voice has softened a little. Just maybe to spit in your face or something like that. And then I thought to myself, no, maybe the guy deserves a chance, you never know. So you're going to apologize. Go on. Give it your all. Take your time. Take a deep breath. She breathes in deeply, then exhales. Like that. Tell her about the attack. I'm sorry, but I don't remember that night. Not memorable enough, huh? No, I've forgotten what happened that night. She freezes. A few minutes after I met you, I was attacked. Attacked by the judge, the serial killer. It's you. You survived? Yeah. A host of conflicting feelings flicker across her face. Doubt, surprise, anger, the desire to slap you. Then she falls back against the car seat, all her anger somehow gone. I didn't know. The police wanted to keep it all a secret. I didn't see the killer's face, and he didn't see mine. For my own protection, for my peace of mind. The newspaper where I work, they're looking for you. We have a reporter looking for you. The last few months have been difficult for you, really difficult. Apologize. I'm still sorry. Even if I don't remember anything, even though I was attacked, it doesn't change anything about. You can't find the right words, maybe because you imagine for a moment, a normal night, how things should have been. Passengers, rides in Paris, a tourist heading to Mauritius or something. And your cigarettes, cheap packs of beer, the little radio next to your bed. Your passenger clears her throat. She noticed your mind is elsewhere. Thanks. All her anger is evaporated. No more looks that could kill, simmering rage or grinding teeth. My boyfriend was a jerk anyway, and then this job, maybe it wasn't so great. She gives you a little smile. I tend to get all worked up about things. You'd noticed. And sometimes I take things a little too far. That too. In Paris, I guess we are quick to forget about being nice to each other, about being polite, and for a taxi driver, you're a real sweetheart. She gives a short laugh. This is what I suggest. I'm going to exit the cab. I'm going to go for a little walk in the cold to get my mind off things. And then when I get home, I'll destroy all the information I have on you. Is that okay with you? You nod yes. Thank you. The word echoes for a minute through the taxi. Your passenger reaches for the door. The door opens, then closes. You're alone in the taxi, your head spinning slightly as if you'd had a drink. Just one, but something really strong. You briefly try to remember that night. Nothing but a vague impression of something behind you. The killer's silhouette, a fleeting presence. You shake your head. There's nothing more than before. If only you had turned around, everything would have been easier. If you had seen the face of... All at once, you start the cab. Man, this game is deep! Oh man, oh, well, this person looks stressed out. Let's go talk to them. Montparnasse, please. Hi. I don't see why not. You pull up to a local police station to pick up your next passenger. She comes out from under the archway, visibly frightened. She slips into the back seat of the cab and gives you her address. You glance at her in the rearview mirror and notice how she is dressed. Did they treat you well? Your passenger is reluctant to answer. You start the cab. Treat me well? Her voice is clear, light, and pleasant. Reminds you of a bubbling stream. The cops, were they nice to you? The police? Yes, very nice. She points to the car radio. Could I listen to the radio? You nod yes. Which station? My wallet was stolen. She pauses, then fixes her eyes on you. You freeze. I have money for the fare. Okay. The passenger senses your surprise. I just wanted to tell you I could pay. She looks down. What kind of music? Excuse me? The radio. What kind of music should I put on? Rock? The woman shakes her head. No, could you turn it to 89.4? You hold down the button until you get to the station. On 89.4, there's nothing but static. You sure of that? A hint of a smile plays across her mouth, faint but a smile even so. She waits for a second or two before answering. My hair is a mess! Can you hear it? You lean forward slightly, closer to the radio. Behind the sounds of electric sputtering, there is something else, a shifting sound. Sounds like... waves. The passenger looks up. That's right. There are waves in the background. Her voice is almost inaudible. It's perfectly natural, sir. Her sir gives you quite a start. It's the frequency that causes it. It vibrates, is constantly dancing about, pulled by all the incredible forces surrounding us. Most people listen to music, to the news. As for me, when I work, I listen to the isolated frequencies like these. They're broadcast, but no one hears them. The proof that we exist. She smiles at you. You're getting close to the passenger's address now. So you listen to the frequencies? Yeah, I grew up with them. They help me fall asleep. She has adopted a warmer tone, more trusting too. I listened to them as a young girl. You're starting to hear a hint of accent in her voice. Every frequency has its own music, and every music its own frequency. The client suddenly straightens up and points to the radio. It's beautiful. So incredibly beautiful. Listen. You listen. You only hear static at first. And then, little by little, like a distant figure, the music takes shape and slips softly into your ears. Beautiful, isn't it? To me, there were ghosts, and that's why I studied science, and later mathematics. I wanted to know why. You pull over. She gets the fare ready while you slowly turn up the radio. Beneath the layer of interference, someone is speaking, like the voice of a child. Thank you. You emerge from your trance and take the fare. Your passenger exits the cab and walks away without another word. I mean, she got her wallet stolen. I would have just said it's on me. Like, if I was actually the cabbie, I would have just been like, don't worry about it. You sit there, immersed in the sound of the radio a while longer. It has a soothing effect on you. You start the engine and drive away. Aww. Oh, that guy looks shifty as fuck. Let's get the nerd. I'm gonna go talk to the nerd. Jerome Proud. Your passenger hurls himself into the back of the cab, spits out his address, then loosens up all at once, as if relieved. I thought, phew, thank you for stopping. You nod and start the cab. You sense he's a talker and a real headache. It's better to focus on the road. He drums his fingers nervously on the leather briefcase, but he's wearing a satisfied look on his face. Barely 30 seconds later, your passenger asks with a slight tremor, "Are we almost there yet?" You look at him in the rearview mirror, surprised and a little annoyed. Usually it's the big brawny types who say stuff like that. Guys who think they're bulls in a cash cow world. But this guy, he looks more like a lamb to you. We just got going. He seems disappointed. Oh, right. Not a problem, no problem. His fingers start rat-a-tatting again. That's when you notice the blood dripping slowly down his arm. He's wearing a dark-colored jacket and you hadn't spotted it right away. Your passenger doesn't seem to be in any pain, though he's staring out the window religiously. You watch him intently, trying to figure out what's going on in his head. You're bleeding. He stares at you for a moment, not sure if he has heard you correctly. Then his face brightens. Yes, I'm fine. He rewards you with a grateful smile. I don't like that! Here's the killer! Here's the judge! Here's the judge! The building manager didn't know I was coming by, so he sicked the dogs on me. Oh! A faint smile flickers across his face, but he suddenly looks pale to you. Unfortunate business. I had sent a message to his wife, of course, but she had broken her leg that morning. So she forgot to tell the husband. Well, she didn't exactly break it. The cab did. The one I ordered had to go to the office. It ran her over. Because, you see, wait, I'm getting it all wrong. I had already gone in that morning, but I forgot the key to the safe. That is to say, well, it's pretty complicated, actually. He gives a short laugh. Oh, dude, you're all over the place. I dropped the key and got it stuck in the gearbox of my car. He stops. Not my car, actually, but an old jalopy on loan from the garage. I want to stop the car and tell you to get out and maybe get a weapon in hand just in case he doesn't. Because my real car, so to speak, broke down on my way to Paris yesterday. I was just in the back of a friend's funeral in Brest. A tragic death. Gas leak in the chalet where we shared in the Alps. Man, you're talking about death, broken bones, had the dog sicked on you. Like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you in the slightest, Jerome. He leaves an audibly woeful sigh. For now, I have 2 cars in the garage. He appears to be momentarily preoccupied. Not exactly the best timing. He gives his briefcase a knowing pat as if it contained the launch codes of the US nuclear arsenal. But these papers are pretty darn important. Clearly, he is very impressed with himself. Yes, perhaps. I really hope he doesn't pull out a gun or something from his briefcase. I work for father, and it was an emergency. I'm just gonna let him go on. He leaves a sigh and starts muttering to himself. Well, yes, it did take 2 days with what with the breakdown on the highway. Then the flood at the first garage. The key stuck in the gearbox of the car on loan, the accident with the caretaker's wife, the day at the hospital, the traffic jams on the way back. He swallowed audibly. The dogs. He heaves a deep sigh. And then the fire alarm went off in Father's office. Just between you and me, I have doubts about the Picasso drying out, but I haven't had time to look into it. He drops his head for a moment before adding, but Father says we shouldn't talk about the Picasso. He looks at you, his voice brightens noticeably. Quite a day, huh? Especially since the papers were not in the safe. They were in the trash! His eyes widen. It's crazy how big that building is. There are tunnels in the basement and dumpsters the size of this cab. He bites his lip. Not that your cab is a dumpster, I mean, don't get me wrong. But we often forget to live on an anthill, the garbage bins and pipes the sewers. Not that I'm likely to forget the sewers anytime soon, I've actually visited them a few times, up close and personal. Did you know that one of— oh my god, my nose! Stop being itchy, it's so annoying. Did you know that one of every 37 manhole covers in Paris has a manufacturing defect? Just imagine, huh? No. You're lucky then. Though I don't believe in luck, it's just an excuse for lazy people and geniuses. He stopped short. What was I? Oh right, the manhole covers. Well, if you step on one, your foot firmly on the edge, the lid flips over and you fall in. It happens to me all the time. And stop stepping on them. All the time. It's pretty crazy. You are nearing your destination. The passenger seems increasingly excited. I'm just gonna keep quiet. You park in front of the address as he had given you, a large Haussmannian building, clearly home to a host of lawyers and notaries. Well, I'm off. We still have a few hours to get Father's defense ready. Soon he'll be free, I know it. I can feel it. He pays his fare and exits the cab in a hurry. You watch your passenger approach the door, punch the code, punch it again, get impatient, then start walking away from the building. Just drive away. Start the cab and drive away. The man is clearly jinxed. A few blocks away, a couple of fire trucks are blocking the way. A building very similar to the first is in flames. You back up the cab and turn into another street. Yep, I'll take my profits. I'm going to leave this episode here, but this is very strange. This is Nightcall. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Play so far, and I will see you guys in the next video. So thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. You're watching Scarabic Gaming. Please like, share, and subscribe. I think I already said that. Let people know I exist, and I'll see you soon, INTERPEEPS.